Ever wondered how much sugar you consume daily? You might be surprised. We often think of sugar as that sweet substance we add to our coffee or use in baking, but it's not just in our desserts and sweet treats. It's lurking in everyday food items that we don't typically associate with sweetness. Take bread, for instance. It may not taste sugary, but a single slice can contain up to a teaspoon of sugar. And it doesn't stop there. Sauces like ketchup or barbecue sauce are often loaded with sugar. Even some foods marketed as healthy snacks can be sugar traps. Granola bars, fruit yogurts, and protein shakes can all contain added sugars, making them not so healthy after all. Excessive sugar consumption can have serious health implications. It's a key player in the development of diabetes, a condition affecting millions worldwide. Being aware of hidden sugars is the first step towards a healthier lifestyle. Knowing where sugar lurks is one thing, but how can we reduce our intake? Well, the answer lies in the art of the sugar swap. This is all about replacing high-sugar foods with lower-sugar alternatives. It's not about deprivation but rather substitution. Let's imagine this: you're reaching for that candy bar in the afternoon slump. But what if instead you reach for a piece of fruit, a juicy apple, or a handful of berries? Not only are these options naturally sweet and satisfying, but they're also packed with fiber and nutrients that a candy bar simply can't offer. And what about our drinks? We often overlook just how much sugar is hidden in our beverages. That afternoon latte, it could contain up to 9 teaspoons of sugar. The fizzy soda at lunch, that's a whopping 10 teaspoons, and that's not even considering the added sugar in fruit juices. But what if we swap these out for water, herbal tea, or even infused water with a slice of lemon or cucumber for a refreshing twist? Now, I know what you're thinking, but I love my sweets and sugary drinks, and that's perfectly fine. The goal here isn't to remove all the joy from eating. In fact, it's quite the opposite. The goal is to find swaps that you enjoy so much that you won't even miss the sugar-laden alternatives. Maybe you love the fizz of a soda. Try swapping it out for sparkling water. If you're a chocolate lover, consider a piece of dark chocolate instead of milk chocolate. It's richer, so you'll eat less, and it contains less sugar. You see, the key to sustainable sugar swaps is enjoyment. If you enjoy what you're eating and drinking, you're more likely to stick with the changes. And remember, every swap counts. It doesn't have to be a complete overhaul of your diet overnight. Small, simple changes can make a big difference in your overall sugar intake. Making simple sugar swaps can greatly reduce your daily sugar intake, and it doesn't have to be a chore. With a little creativity and willingness to try new things, you'll be on your way to a lower sugar lifestyle. Sugar swaps are great, but sometimes it's not that simple. How can we be sure what's in our food? Well, the key lies in reading food labels. It's a small habit that can make a big difference. You see, food labels are like a cheat sheet. They tell us exactly what's in our food, including our sneaky opponent, sugar. But here's a trick. Sugar often goes by different aliases. Glucose, fructose, sucrose, maltose, dextrose, corn syrup. These are all different names for sugar. If you see any of these in the ingredients list, you'll know sugar is in the mix. But it's not just the presence of sugar we need to look out for. We also need to understand how much sugar is in there. Check the carbohydrates of which sugars section. If it's over 5 grams per 100 grams, it's high in sugar. If it's under 5 grams, it's low. And don't forget, the ingredients are listed in order of quantity, so if sugar is one of the first few ingredients, there's probably a lot of it. But remember, labels are not there to scare us, but to help us make informed decisions. They can guide us in choosing healthier options. Maybe swap that high-sugar snack for a low-sugar alternative? Or opt for fresh fruits instead of a sugary dessert. Reading labels can be a game changer in your fight against sugar. So, next time you go grocery shopping, remember to take a moment to read the label. It's a small step that can lead to a big win in your health journey. We've talked about where sugar hides and how to swap it out, but what about the amount we consume? Now we're going to talk about a crucial aspect of reducing sugar intake: portion control. Even with healthier foods, portion control is key. It's not just about what you eat, but also how much you eat. You see, overeating can still lead to excessive sugar intake, even if you're consuming healthier alternatives. So, how do we keep our portions in check? Firstly, understand that portion sizes have ballooned over the years. What was once considered a standard serving has now doubled or even tripled in size. This distortion makes it easy to consume more than we realize. Secondly, learn to measure your food. Use measuring cups or a kitchen scale. A handful of nuts, a piece of fruit about the size of a tennis ball, a half cup of cooked grains. These are all examples of appropriate portion sizes. Thirdly, listen to your body. Eating slowly and mindfully can help you recognize when you're full. Avoid eating in front of the TV or while distracted. as this can lead to mindless munching. And lastly, when dining out, consider sharing a meal or taking half home for later. Restaurant portions are notoriously large and can easily lead to overeating. Remember, it's not only about cutting out sugar completely but also managing how much of it we consume. Portion control is a powerful tool in managing your sugar intake. So we've covered quite a bit today. Let's quickly recap. We started with the hidden sugars, those sneaky sweeteners lurking in our foods and drinks. We talked about how being aware of them is the first step towards cutting down on sugar. Next, we delved into the sugar swap, replacing high-sugar items with healthier alternatives. Remember, it's not about deprivation, but about making smarter choices. Then, we ventured into the world of food labels. We learned how to read and understand them to really see how much sugar we're consuming. We also touched on portion control, reminding ourselves that sometimes, less is more. By being mindful of our portions, we can significantly reduce our sugar intake without feeling like we're missing out. Reducing your sugar intake might seem daunting, but with these strategies you're well on your way to a healthier lifestyle.